If you are still opening a single browser tab, typing chatgpt, and asking it to do everything from writing your emails to analysing your financial data, I have some bad news. You aren't just inefficient, you are actively choosing to be obsolete. Here is the brutal truth that OpenAI isn't telling you. AI monogamy is the fastest way to kill your productivity. We are leaving the era of the chatbot and entering the era of LLM orchestration. The top 1% of founders and operators, the people you are competing against, aren't looking for the best AI. They are building a best-of-breed ecosystem. They treat these models like employees with specific job descriptions. Today I'm going to show you exactly how to fire your generalist AI and hire a team of specialists. We are going to break down the multimodal strategy. I'm going to give you the 7 critical components of a lethal AI business stack. We will cover the perfect brain for logic, the only choice for human-sounding writing, the monster that eats data for breakfast, and the secret weapon for real-time truth. And you need to stay until the very end. Because Section 7 isn't just another tool, it is the orchestrator. It is the specific framework that ties all these brains together to run your business while you sleep. If you miss Section 7, the first 6 don't matter. Let's build your stack. Here is the roadmap. We aren't throwing tools at the wall, we are filling roles in your company. The architect, for high-level logic and reasoning. The ghostwriter, for nuance and persuasion. The librarian, for massive data ingestion. The investigator, for real-time, cited research. The engineer, for code and technical execution. The vault, for privacy and speed. The orchestrator, the system that binds them all. Let's get to work. Let's start with the brain of the operation. The problem. Most people try to use AI for complex problem-solving or strategic planning, and they get generic, fluffy advice. Or worse, the model hallucinates because it's trying to predict the next word, rather than actually thinking through the problem. If you ask a standard model to plan a complex logistics route, or debug a massive error in your business logic, it usually chokes. The AI solution, OpenAI's GPT-4o. This is your architect. While other models are catching up, GPT-4o remains the king of instruction following and rigid logical reasoning. It is less creative, but it is surgically precise. It is the left brain of your stack. Step-by-step use case. Let's say you are launching a new product and need a pricing strategy based on game theory. Don't just say, give me a price, open GPT-4o, upload your competitor's pricing tiers as an image. Prompt it specifically to act as a McKinsey consultant. Ask it to run a sensitivity analysis on 3 different price points and output the logic in a markdown table. You use GPT-4o when there is a right and a wrong answer. You use it for math, formatting, and structured data extraction. The surprise or pro tip. Most people don't know about the reasoning tokens in the new O1 preview models. If you have a truly complex problem, switch to the O1 model series. It literally thinks before it speaks. You'll see a thinking bar while it processes. It costs more time, but for high-stakes strategy, it reduces hallucinations by a massive margin. But logic is cold, logic doesn't sell. If you use GPT-4o to write your emails or your marketing copy, you will sound like a corporate robot from 2004. That brings us to the next essential hire. The problem. We've all received that email. The one that starts with, I hope this email finds you well, uses the word delve 3 times, and talks about a rich tapestry of synergies. It screams, I used AI and I didn't edit this. This destroys trust immediately. The AI solution, Anthropic's Claude 3.5 Sonnet, this is your ghostwriter. If GPT-4o is the mathematician, Claude is the poet. It has a fundamentally different training philosophy that prioritizes nuance, warmth, and stylistic adherence. It is currently the best of breed for anything that needs to be read by a human being. Step-by-step use case. Stop writing your newsletters or client updates in ChatGPT. Take a rough, bullet-pointed draft of your thoughts. Make it messy. Make it voice to text. Paste it into Claude 3.5 Sonnet. Attach a PDF of your previous best writing and say, analyze my tone, sentence structure, and vocabulary from the attached file. Then, rewrite my rough notes into a finished email using that exact persona. Do not use buzzwords. The difference is night and day. Claude understands subtext, it understands humour better, it feels human. The surprise or pro tip, the artifacts feature. When you ask Claude to write a landing page or a document, it opens a dedicated window on the right side where it renders the code or text live. You can edit the artifact directly without messing up the chat context. It turns the chat into a workspace, not just a conversation. Now let's talk about scale. Wait, before we go further, Most of you are trying to paste 50-page PDFs into ChatGPT and getting the error, message too long. Or the model forgets what you said at the start of the conversation. That is amateur hour. You need a bigger brain. The problem? Business is data heavy. You have quarterly reports, 2-hour Zoom transcripts, massive code bases, and legal contracts. Standard models have a limited context window, meaning they can only remember a certain amount of information at once. The AI solution, Google's Gemini 1.5 Pro. This is your librarian. It has a context window of up to 2 million tokens. To put that in perspective, you can upload the entire Harry Potter book series, plus the Lord of the Rings, and it can find a specific quote in seconds. Step-by-step use case. You are doing competitive analysis. Download the last 4 quarterly earnings, called transcripts of your top competitor. Download their last 10 YouTube videos. Drag and drop all of them, yes, the PDFs and the video files, into Gemini 1.5 Pro. Prompt. Based on these transcripts and videos, extract every mention of future roadmap or Q4 strategy and create a timeline of their planned features. The surprise or pro tip. Multimodal video analysis. Gemini doesn't just read text, it watches video. You can upload a screen recording of your website having a bug. Ask Gemini, why is this button not working? And it can visually analyze the UX flow. It connects visual data with text reasoning in a way no other model can currently touch. So we have logic, writing, and data. But what about truth? Every model we've discussed so far is frozen in time. They only know what they were trained on. If you ask them about news from this morning, they will lie to you. The problem, hallucination, is the enemy of business. If you are researching market trends or stock prices, you cannot afford a confident guess. You need citations, you need the web. And let's be honest, Google search has become a nightmare of SEO spam and ads. The AI solution. Perplexity AI. This is your investigator. Perplexity is not a chatbot, it is an answer engine. It combines the fluency of an LLM with a live index of the internet. It doesn't just give you an answer, it gives you the sources. Step-by-step use case. You need to prep for a meeting with a potential client right now. Go to Perplexity, turn on Pro Search. Prompt. Find the latest news regarding company name from the last 30 days, specifically any leadership changes or stock fluctuations. Summarize their top 3 current pain points based on recent interviews. It reads the articles for you and synthesizes the answer. It saves you 45 minutes of tab switching in 30 seconds. The surprise or pro tip, focus modes. In the search bar, you can change the focus from all to academic, social, or YouTube. Using the Reddit focus is a cheat code for finding out what customers actually think about a product, bypassing all the corporate marketing fluff. The problem? You have an idea for a tool, a script, or a website, but you aren't a developer. Or maybe you are a developer, but you're tired of writing boilerplate code. Pasting code snippets back and forth into a chat window is slow and error-prone. The AI solution. Cursor. This is your engineer. Cursor is a fork of VS Code. It's a code editor with AI baked into the DNA, not just added as a plugin. It has access to your entire codebase, not just the open file. Step-by-step use case. You want to build a simple calculator for your website. Download Cursor. Open a folder. Hit CMD+I. Type. Build a modern ROI calculator in React using Tailwind CSS. It should have inputs for X, Y, and Z. Make it look like brand style. Cursor will create the files, write the code, and even debug its own errors if it doesn't run. The surprise or pro tip, documentation indexing. You can paste a link to any third-party documentation into Cursor settings. It will read and learn that documentation instantly, so when it writes code for you, it uses the latest, correct syntax, not outdated code from 2021. We are almost at the final reveal, but first we have to talk about the elephant in the room, privacy. Everything we just discussed involves sending your data to a big tech company. For some of you, lawyers, doctors, enterprise founders, that is a non-starter. You need a brain that lives in your house, not in the cloud. The problem? Data leakage. If you paste your client's PII or your proprietary IP into a public model, you are taking a massive risk. Plus, API costs for millions of tokens add up. The AI solution. Llama 3. This is your vault. Meta's Llama 3 is an open weights model. This means you can download it and run it on your own laptop using a tool like Llama, or run it on a secure, ultra-fast inference provider like Groq. Step-by-step use case, redacting sensitive documents. Install Llama locally. Download Llama 3 8B. Disconnect your internet. Feed it a sensitive document and prompt. Replace all names, dates, and addresses with redacted. The data never leaves your machine. It is physically impossible for OpenAI or Google to see it. The surprise or pro tip: speed. If you use Llama 3 on the Groq cloud, it generates text at 800 plus tokens per second. It is instantaneous. It's so fast that you can have a voice conversation with it in real time with zero latency. It changes the feel of AI from waiting for a response to thinking together. We have assembled the team, but a team without a manager is just a mob. If you are manually copying text from Perplexity and pasting it into Claude, and then pasting that into Gmail, you are the bottleneck. You are the slow-moving part in the machine. The problem: friction. The copy-paste fatigue that stops you from scaling. The ultimate tool, Make.com. This is the Orchestrator. This is how you build the AI business stack. Make.com allows you to connect the APIs of all these different models into a single automated workflow. Step-by-step use case. I want you to picture this automation. This is something you can build this afternoon. Trigger: an email arrives from a high-value lead. Step 1. The email is sent to GPT-4o to categorize the sentiment and extract the key questions asked. Step 2. Perplexity automatically searches the web for the lead's company to find their recent news. Step 3. Gemini checks your internal PDF knowledge base to find the correct technical answers to their questions. Step 4. All this data, the sentiment, the news, the internal answers, is bundled and sent to Claude 3.5 Sonnet with instructions to draft a personalized, warm reply. Step 5. The draft is saved in your drafts folder. You didn't type a word, you didn't open a tab, you sipped your coffee, and a perfectly researched, tonally accurate, technically correct draft appeared in your inbox, ready for your final approval. This isn't sci-fi. This is API routing. This is the multimodal strategy. The surprise or pro tip: webhooks. You can set up a custom GPT in ChatGPT that triggers a Make.com webhook. This means you can talk to your ChatGPT interface, give it a command like research and draft email for client X, and it will trigger the entire army of tools we just discussed behind the scenes. The era of the AI generalist is over. We are in the era of the specialist. If you continue to treat AI like a magic 8-ball, asking one bot to do everything, you will get average results. And in this economy, average gets crushed. Your job is no longer to be the writer or the researcher. Your job is to be the orchestrator. Your job is to know which brain to pick for which task and how to wire them together. Use GPT-4o for logic. Use Claude for writing. Use Gemini for massive data. Use Perplexity for truth. Use Cursor for code. Use Llama for privacy. And use Make to bind them all. I have put together a PDF cheat sheet of the multimodal stack, including the exact system prompts I use for Claude to make it sound human, and the Make.com blueprint for that email automation. It is free. It is linked right below the like button. Don't just watch this video and go back to a single ChatGPT tab. Build the stack. Future-proof your business. I'll see you in the next one.